What's up YouTube, Shake Era 6 here, asking you guys a tournament report of the 0 to Hero Vanguard tournament that happened this weekend. It was put on by my good buddy Edward Leon, and it was invite only, featuring a bunch of Vanguard tours such as Juan Mango, GD Plays Games, Domino Paris 21, and I Am Vanguard. It was a really good tournament, super fun. This is the second tournament that I've participated, hosted by my good friend Edward Leon. So this is how it went, and I finally got to play my favorite deck, Blaukluger. So this is the deck that we're running in the tournament. Blau, obviously, if you know who I am, I love Blaus and the whole deck as a whole. So looking at our deck list, it's fairly straightforward with our grade 1s especially. I decided to run Tough Boy over cards such as Queen of Heart or any other Claydol mechanic just because Toolkit Boy already unflips. And I think with Tough Boy being able to still hit 15 with Eisenkugel if we don't ride Stern, Blaukluger is pretty powerful, especially with 10k Vanguard still running around. And with our grade 2s, I only run 2 Eisenkugel simply because if you ride it, it's bad. And since we run other grade 3s other than Stern Blaukluger, which could be seen as viable ride targets, Assura Kaiser, I think that it's important that we play other grade 2s which can still hit unboosted, such as King of Sword, Hungry Dumpty, and Magician Girl Kiara. Now with our grade 3s, I didn't have a 4th Stern, so I'm playing one Brutal Joker to remind me of it, which is a critical trigger just to prove that I am a simp for Blau, or whatever you guys want to call it, and just to remind me that I need to craft a 4th Stern. It's working out okay, so let's see how our games go. So round 2 we played against Tatsu, and going over our notes here, game 1 he rode Gold Rutile. This is a Nova Grappler Mirror, and he only committed 1 card, so I was in damage check, and I damage checked 3 PGs, but I got 4 attacks on turn 4 and 1. In game 2, which you'll see on the screen, I was able to get my ride chain off and see that he runs critical triggers, and I made some strong plays on some strong timings to force a game 3. Now, game 3 was a little interesting because I had to go first, and I rode a PG. He's able to effectively establish a board and get big attacks off early, and got me to 3 damage really quick. His damage checks were also really strong because he rode Genocide Jack, or Brutal Jack if you're in the English format, with an 11k base, so he was able to withstand my grade 2 rush. I was able to get him to 5 damage quickly with Stern, forcing his PGs out early, and then I had a clutch 6 damage heal to win the game. I got a little lucky in this game, which was a common theme throughout the day, but when you're playing your main deck, sometimes you do get a little lucky, and this was one of those times. Round 3 was against Noel. Noel was playing Perfect Riser, and game 1 I missed the ride chain, but I was still able to search stuff. He rushed me with Trans Riser, and to be honest with you, nothing happened other than he dealt me damage quick, and I only saw 1 heal, so we had to go to game 2. So game 2 was a little bit interesting in terms of my Blau deck and how it functions. So I was able to get off the ride chain and establish a good defense early against Perfect Riser, and I crit him turn 2 on top of that. And with our kind of back and forth game, I decided that I needed to ride Assura Kaiser. So Stern was able to push him to 5 damage early, and for that reason, I felt very confident that he didn't have a PG to be able to withstand an Assura Kaiser restand. So by attacking his other stuff and then swinging with Assura Kaiser, I was able to get the trigger and restand my cards and clutch out the win to force a game 3. And in game 3, I just straight up misplayed. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He was stuck and I didn't rush back. And with Perfect Riser, you guys have to know that it puts you on a ticking time bomb. And as you'll see on the screen with all that happened in game 3, I only had 3 PGs and he saw 2 PGs early while he was stuck at grade 2. So I played super conservative and I had to see what he has, which cost me the match. And it honestly cost me the first place spot in the Swiss standings. But even though that round was a loss, we had to go to the next round and establish ourselves as better and as strong and as a good player. Because once you have those bad games in Vanguard, you have to be able to rebound. Just play your best and good things will happen. Now round 4 was against Greg. You could see his stream on GD Plays Games. And game 1 was pretty simple. I wrapped it up quick because Stern had a crit and it was just OP. It was hard to recover for him after I rushed him really quick and my Dex power output. But then game 2 is where things kind of went south for him. So he's playing Royal Paladin. And if you guys know anything about GD Plays games, he loves the puppers. He even loves Scrappy Doo. And that's probably his favorite dog from what I know. And he uses it in a way which uses Snowball and Garmor. Now, as you guys know, that deck creates extra intercepts if it could get to Garmor and other such things with Bruegel and the insane synergy the deck has with Gancelot and all those cards. So game 2, I went second and I got the ride chain off. And what was really good for me coming off a game 1 quick win is that he was stuck at grade 2. So because he was stuck at grade 2, I got him to 4 really quickly. And he got unlucky on his damage checks. By rushing him super early, it made it super effective that I was able to play around a 6 damage heal and close out the game super quick. And with how Nova Grappler's playstyle is, calling cards from your hand to aggress harder, you definitely get rewarded if you aggress early, which is something that I wish I followed in round 3. But you could see that with the synergy that the Blau deck has, you're able to establish some defense and a strong offensive output so you could take advantage of your opponent when they're behind. So in the final round of Swiss, we played against Jonathan Vallejo. Now you can see his stream in the link below. I'll link it below. And nothing more to say other than this game, I was stuck on grade 2 and I saw no triggers, but I won somehow. So he didn't really commit as hard as I would have because I was stuck, but he got unlucky on his drive checks, especially riding Goku, so I just able to take advantage of that and play my game with my cards. So when I was able to finally ride grade 3, I was able to finish him off with strong attacks from my Blau units. So game 2 was a little bit better for me because even though I went first and I wasn't able to get my ride chain off, I was able to grind him out with Stern and force some PGs early, especially with King of Sword coming in clutch when he was at 5 damage. So when my Stern would hit, I was able to play around his other stuff and be able to use its skill, which was really good, really good for me. And we finished the Swiss 4-1, heading into top 8 because round 1 we had a bye. In top 8, I didn't record just because I wanted to focus on the tournament. And I played against a good buddy of mine, Domino Paris 21. And as you guys know, or if you guys don't know, I'm a huge fan of his, and it was super fun for me to play against an idol of mine. And I was like, ever get starstruck? Nah, because if you're playing a game, especially like Vanguard, you want to say that you played your best against the people that you adore, and you want to say that, hey, I had this game against them, or hey, I even beat them. So we had a super back and forth game 1 and 2. I credit him at 4 when he was in game 1, and in game 2 he silent Tommy me to death. Now that was the first game where both of us were at 5 damage because we played a little off screen. Now game 3 was where things got a little annoying for me. So I was smoking him. Like he even admit I would have crushed him. But here's where it went south for me. He made the key play of riding Imperial Daughter because I've been seeing a lot of triggers the whole game. So by riding Imperial Daughter, he put himself at a 21k base. And although he wasn't able to attack me and kill me for game because I had the PGs and the whole setup, he was able to stall out the game for 7 turns. 7 turns. Which was super good on his part. And by using cards such as Dark Cat, when I was grinded down to like 3 cards in deck, he called 3 Dark Cats when he had 4 cards left in deck. And by me drawing those 3 cards, and he had 1 card in deck, he was able to take the W and advance to top 4. And that is how I lost the 0 to Hero Vanguard tournament. So that's pretty much it from me. I want to say a few shout outs. Domino Paris 21, good friend of mine. Thank you for the match as always, and I'll come for you next time. And Jonathan Vallejo, you'll see a link to his stream in the description below, along with Greg. His stream is in the description below, and my good buddy Edward Leon for hosting. So thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Shake Era 6 out.